Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jared. I'm here with TC Man, and I bring you guys Froyotech versus Leica G6. This is RGL Invite 6's Season 17, Week 5A, and as we approach the midpoint of the season, 5 weeks in, we have saved potentially the best game for last, and definitely the most anticipated. It is Froyotech versus Leica G6, a match made in heaven that people have loved to watch for years at this point, and we will receive it at least one more time, if not many more, considering the rematches later on in the regular season and probably playoffs here tonight on everyone's favorite map of Sultry.
I mean, it's going to be so exciting. I'm already joking. I'm just thinking of what is going to be going on tonight. Like you said, it's kind of the battle of the Titans, at least for North America. Obviously, later on this year, we're going to be able to see what the international battle of the Titans are. But I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Froyotech and Leica G6 on that grand final stage as well. Obviously, this isn't grand finals just quite yet, but at the start of this season, or any season that has both of these two teams playing, everyone is probably 100% betting on those teams making it to grand finals. They're just kind of the mainstays of Invite whenever they're both playing. Froyotech, who knows how many seasons they've won, countless at this amount, and G6 have kind of taken over the mantle that Froyotech used to have. Every season that G6 plays, they're kind of guaranteed to win. At least that's what the history shows, and Froyotech have been kind of the runners-up in that place over the past couple. You know, the last LAN, they were second. The LAN before that, they were also second. So there's definitely a lot of rivalry between these two, which makes it so exciting to see because, you know, even if it doesn't matter, both these teams are probably shoo-ins for playoffs, let's be real, but it doesn't matter for them. They're here to win on pride and pride alone because they got a big rivalry, and it's going to be exciting to see what this next chapter has in store for us.
Yep. Realistically, when you're a team that's so decorated and pretty much kind of expects a playoff appearance just based on your team's previous results, and that goes for both of them, at the end of the day, your pride is the only really thing you care about in the regular season. You know, just another day at the office, maybe occasionally, you know, once in a blue moon you get upset because you were slacking off a little bit or underestimated someone, but it doesn't even matter. You make it anyway. G6 already kind of proved that how, you know, they had one match that didn't go too favorable for them this season, but they're still looking like they're ready to stay on the top. And so with that said, it kind of just leaves to, you know, this match, whatever it be, maybe ego, pride, or a combination of many things. You know, this is one of those matches that if there's going to be one match that you care about from the perspective of either of these teams, it's this one. This is the one you're showing up to, not even just because, like, oh, this particular regular season match. It's this matchup. Of course, when you kick into playoffs, you definitely want to make sure you don't slack off at all, but still, this is what you've been kind of looking for the past 4 or 5 weeks, and you finally receive it. So I'm really excited to see, you know, all of these teams at their peak, especially because G6, they've been taking it kind of easy this season. They haven't been a team that's been scrimming 5 days a week. I'll go over the roster now. It's bot mode and Caps on Scout, Soapy and Kobe on Soldier, Logan on Demo, and Howard on Medic up until the point which Lolguy will return when they go to the Denver LAN. But you know, you know, even though they're taking it easy, they're probably not going to be taking it easy tonight.
No, they're definitely not. And on Froyotech, you're going to have Banny on Pocket Scout, Brand Slam on Flank Scout. The soldiers are going to be Patty and Laz. I think last time we saw Froyotech, they were kind of talking about having Laz on Pocket. I don't know if they're going to do that tonight, but in case they are, just keep an eye out for that. And, you know, if they switch it up. So Laz and Patty going to be the soldiers. Roles to be defined. Habib going to be on Demo, and then Hubada on Medic. And it's a pretty good Froyotech roster. Obviously, there's kind of a lot of mainstays on Froyotech. You have Banny. He's been there since the inception, and I don't think you could actually have a Froyotech roster without that man. But Habib, basically a common stay at this point. Hubada as well. I think this is maybe his 4th season with them, so he's a pretty familiar face. Brand Slam and Laz, though, are kind of two new ones. I mean, obviously, Brand Slam played with them before, Laz as well, and it's kind of been a mixture of Witness Gaming that's been working really, really well. I mean, I don't know how many times we've already seen Jarrett. Brand Slam just goes off on a bender. He gets so many frags. He's able to kind of have that Habib factor. I mean, when we cast Froyotech, there's so many times where we think Froyotech is going to lose a fight. The other team, they've got players up, you know, they've got the man advantage, heals advantage, but somehow, some way, Froyotech, they just get picks out of nowhere. Most of the time, it is Habib, but with Brand Slam on this roster, you know he's also capable of doing that as well.
Yep, a roster full of stars, and definitely going to see some major plays coming out from a variety of people tonight. You can take a look at the screen now to see what the pick bans were that led us to this map. Got rid of a lot of Koth, and Sunshine is a little bit of a token ban from the side of Froyotech. While it seems like a lot of the slower maps were taken out by the side of G6, I think everyone would kind of agree that the Granary, Metalworks, and Snake can sometimes be difficult to play at a very high pace, so I think that's already kind of a little bit of a hint of what G6 are going to be trying to kind of play up in this match upcoming, and that's not even necessarily because of like either of these bans, are probably because of you know, what you have scrimmed, etc. so far this season. Mostly because, like I said before, G6 haven't really scrimmed that much in general, which means I think, if I remember correctly, the times that these two teams have played so far this year has been like 2, maybe 3 nights. So no one's really going in with too much knowledge about like what the other team is really, really good at or really, really bad at with slightly modified rosters. The one thing that we do have is the fact that the one time they did play, Sultry was played. This is technically a rematch from a scrim. That G6 came away with 5-2. It's not necessarily, it's just a scrim. You're learning. It's the first time you're playing someone on that map, or that team on that map, so it's kind of a coin flip. But honestly, big ups and respect to Froyotech for doing what they historically do best, where they will lose in a situation on a map and just don't care. They're like, no, it's fine. We'll play it again. We'll fix it, and we'll come back stronger next time. So G6 might be in for a little bit of a test here, because they might be hard countered out of the gate, and I'm sure they expect that to a degree, but the question is what will they be bringing to the table to prevent it from happening? So honestly, I'm kind of excited.
I am very excited, as we are about to go live very soon, but before that, get your predictions in the chat, earn some great channel points. My prediction for this match, I mean, we kind of said that these teams haven't played it too much in the preseason or just during the regular season scrims, but every time that they have, G6 have looked really good. I'm sure Froyotech have been able to kind of lock some things down, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them kind of take a few early opening rounds, but I think G6 are going to be able to get it together if that is the case and walk away with a victory. I'm going to say 3-2 because, like you said, Sultry can be a bit of a slower map.
Yeah, I have big respect for Froyo's pick here. I do think they'll be able to perform better than their scrim. However, I think E6, even though they haven't been scrimming, they've been pretty on fire nonetheless with what little they've played. I also think Patty might be a little bit sick. He was saying he was sick yesterday, and I don't know how better he feels today. So I'm going to say it's going to be a slower 3-1 grind in G6's favor, but we're about to see, as we have gone live immediately, Patty surging forward, trying to put some extra damage on the explosive classes, but so far, no one's going to be really that hurt at the beginning of mid, and it's just say that Habib. He's standing still, taking arrow, and as he does that, some rockets are going to rain down on top of him. Double soldier bomb from the side of Froyo, Patty distraction, double bomb onto Howard, surfing away, he's gone out of the mid, he's alive, but for how long? The rest of G6, they don't have beam, they don't have anything. Patty, he might get caught out by the side of the scouts on G6, and they will succeed, but Soapy, he's behind, he could reinitiate, they've lost tons of rounding for G6, and Slogan will die. They get the kill on the bottom as well. Successfully taking Howard out of the fight, even though they didn't kill him, is the nail in the coffin for the rest of the G6 members to actually stay and hold their ground at mid. So honestly, big ups from the Froyotech soldiers. The only consolation prize G6 gets there is the tail end of a force coming out into their favor. But Froyotech, they're already on last. How quickly this round went, and the round is already collected.
That is so insane from Froyotech. I mean, okay, a little bit of insider info. We were checking, the logs of, these team scrims before this match, and, we noticed Froyotech, they were having really, really great mids, and they were kind of mid to lasting very often, and we were saying, well, if G6 are able to adapt or slow things down, are they going to be able to get into the game? And we've seen what Froyotech's strategy is to do exactly that. Just put the pedal to the metal, go as quick as possible, get in onto last before G6 have the opportunity to spawn. Now, over on the second mid, we don't see the initial early aggression from Patty. He's just playing and getting his heals. Now going to be coming in with last. They jump, they get a lot of space across the point. Habib is going to be the first one to find a pick. Soapmeister tries to go in behind, is going to be able to stay alive, but very, very weak. And everyone else in like a G6 is just going to have to give up mid. They lost the space. They were at player disat. Soapy is in the back lines. He has been spotted, but he doesn't have the space or the help to go for anything at the moment. So it's just going to be Froyotech winning mid.
Yeah, one behind and one rolling out means it's a 4v6 scenario that favors Froyotech just a bit. They get the early kill on the Caps and Kobe as well. The Force comes out. Hubna's fine for now at half HP. They brought some Froyotech people over towards the pack area and they are able to clean them up. So they really have to do really well with this ad that they have if they even need to use it. Sophie could go for a bomb, sees they're kind of just staring at him, so isn't going to go for it. But he's still has some presence from their team. They're trying to put a lot of damage into Laz, so he's just soaking up the beam right now. But they are able to convert this Cap in their favor and keep their ads. So slow in the roll, waiting for all the respawners. Patty's here, and Branson and Habib will be there not too soon as well. So, or not going to take too late as well. So overall, pretty good job from the side of Froyotech. They've been playing fast. They definitely have learned what they needed to from the minimal practice they've had versus G6 so far this year, and they're immediately going in for the last.
And they're gonna bomb Habib straight in. He gets dead. He doesn't get a reflash. He gets taken down by the sentry gun. That's gonna be terrible for Froyotech's Uber. They're just gonna have to back up with the remaining bits of it, and that has been a miraculous last hold from G6. Not because of anything they did per se, but because of Froyotech's own blunder. But with a dead Habib, that means all these choke doors are gonna be free, but they have to watch out for the soldiers bombing in. Howard does get forced by the combined forces of Laz and Patty. Branch Slam is going to be able to trade out for Sophie Meister, but that's not going to be that worth it, all things considered, especially because Hubada's going to be collapsed upon by Kobe and Caps. Banny trying to make something happen, a late play onto Howard, not connecting, and that is going to be, like a G6, taking second and mid.
I think we're starting to see what Froyotech's, like, we're not even 4 minutes in, and I think it's kind of obvious at this point I don't know what they were doing before per se, but you can see what they think the solution is now, and it's the aggression, it's the double soldier bombs, whether it's full commits or fades. But that fight kind of leads me to believe that G6 has also kind of caught on to it themselves. I mean, they probably expected some sort of difference from the little they've played Froyotech, and it's with how little they've played, it's definitely going to be memorable. So they're already kind of making some adjustments and making it difficult for those plays to work already. They have the full ad. Patty going in, might be a bit early, enough to take down Logan though. Laz comes into support. It's going to lose some HP for it, so that's the only bomb he's really going to get for a moment, but still ad for the side of G6. Howard buying his time. Their sniper did need to get thwarted away, and Branson will be able to escape with his life. So overall, only trading a soldier for a demo man, I mean, it's going to slow things down. It'll allow Froyotech to actually get their Uber on last, but Sophie going for the sack wave maybe? Not so clean though. A headshot as well will get taken down by the side of Branson with the no-scope, and they're already on the move.
They are. Branch Slam trying to get into position to try and hit a shot, but it's going to be Patty getting the opening pick onto Kobe, and the force as well from Laz. Howard using on basically no one. It's only Caps around, and there's no one for him to shoot, so that's going to be disaster for Leica G6. Bot mode, however, is up on Sniper. He's over in Vachokin. Maybe he could get a headshot onto someone if they don't spot that angle, but I think Froyotech have recognized that. Hubada very safe and secure behind the fence. They are going to lose one onto Laz, and G6 might start to try and pressure this already, but with the Uber advantage from Froyotech, I think they're just going to back up onto mid and try and anticipate where Froyotech want to take this.
Yeah, their flank's a little bit on the weaker side and might make it easy to have a post in. This Uber has to be monumental. Habib gets Goomba stomped by Logan. He doesn't land where he wants to. Down, they just trades. Overall, they're trying to chase down any other frag to leave us in their favor. Bomba with the shot again. Hubba's dead. They're so deep. They get the kill into Howard, but at what cost? Branslam's gonna die. I don't think that's the way they wanted to go. Laz, the final survivor. It was pretty much an entire wipe because Laz wasn't even there for the push to begin with. So I mean, sure, like you get the kill into Howard, but I mean, look where you find yourself now, G6. Really good job. Good shot from bot mode as well. Overall, good job recognizing the overextension and keeping themselves in there, but a lot of aggression coming from the side of Froyotech. You know, they have some spawners to be able to fight this because G6 did lose some people, and they will be able to go ahead and reclaim this back in their favor. The Soapy death is going to make it a bit difficult for G6 to hold on to this. The bot mode has to go huge once again because they're already peeking and prodding the choke as the soldiers are making space, and Logan's just up in the air.
Oh my god, Logan is so sky high, is very weak, but Howard a little bit disconnected, taking down so low, is barely going to be able to get out into Cheese. Laz bombing in super deep to try and collect that kill. Luckily for Howard, he is out of the way, but Patty bombing in has done a lot of damage, trades out with Logan. Pop mode hits a nice headshot onto Laz, but Froyotech have gotten so many picks and so much space, only losing their soldiers. They're going to be happy to send them to the respawn room, take control of middle, and they should be able to deny Logan in bot mode. They do that successfully, so they're going to be able to hold on to mid without having to worry about G6 immediately repushing, but they're already starting to peek this choke.
Yeah, having no dome in is huge in Froyotech's favor. They just walk in, a little bit of disrespect, but
oh my
god,
God.
yeah, Caps gets dropped. I mean, he's gonna give up his life for it. It's only that good. Or it's only so good, but oh, Logan? Okay, that's extra good, making sure that Logan dies as well. So overall, it's a little bit of a dome in trade, both playing pretty aggressively to get the job done, sacrificing their lives, and they will succeed on both ends, but overall Froyotech coming out on top there as they're trying to drive right off the bat. They know they still have some players up. The Heavy's on the field by the side of Caps, and Howard out in no man's land will get taken down by Banny. Heavy on the field, Banny trying to go around behind the walls, buy some time, distract the Heavy, maybe let some other people in. He will eventually die though, as Soapy was holding down the fort. Brand Slam trying to find... He gets hit by the ornament. Is he gonna just bleed out as he runs the pack?
Oh,
no.
that was so close.
He has the arrow, but overall, the chaos from Froyotech, it's reigning supreme. G6 are trying to respond in kind, but the fact that they're able to kill Howard means Hubba does have a giant ad to actually go with here. And honestly, I don't know. Caps only has so much time to build up this gun. He's whacking away. He'll get it to level 2. The buffs are coming. I think they're gonna let it get to level 3 so they can have the best buffs as possible, but they're ready to go. They want to go through dungeon.
Yeah, Habib just getting into position, and now Hubba comes with Habib launching it, and this time he's gonna do. He's doing it!
Oh my God, that was so clutch from Pablo. The second Habib got on Flash, he hit that headshot, and now that is gonna be another stuff push from Froyotech. I mean, the last one was a kind of Habib's fault, but this one you can't even blame him. That was just expert playmaking from Leica G6. Now they're gonna try and push out again. Patty gonna go for the Fade Bomb. Blast, I think, hits Patty's heads for the bomb. They're not doing any damage onto Howard. He actually takes one down with the arrow, and it is going to be a soldier, both soldiers down for Froyotech. They're still managing to try and poke and prod here. Branch Slam very deep, might get cleaned up, but Habib just bombs in. No care in the world. He's standing next to Logan. They're touching. Oh my God, Logan gets taken down. Habib not recognizing that the other demo was right there, and I think there was a back half attempt in all of that chaos, Jared, because that is why Leica G6 had to run back in. Howard going down, that's going to be uber advantage for Froyotech. So much chaos, but once again, it's favoring Froyotech.
Yeah, oh, Howard almost goes down now. Howard didn't even go down. Howard tried to use the Uber to save people, but didn't quite connect. So I think that's the second instance of popping the Uber, trying to save someone, doesn't come out in time. Uber comes through this time. Habib doesn't explode. They get Logan instead, which is actually pretty good for the side of Froyotech. Botmo dying as well. They got to pull out all the stops right now for the side of G6, so this point is lost. So then Froyotech surging forward, getting onto the Heavy, taking him down. Just Soapy left alive as a frag class, and Howard, you can't fight as a medic versus 4. That's another round in Froyotech's favor.
I mean, it's kind of looking like prime Froyotech out here. I mean, just the constant aggression, the constant just going in, not off of Uber advantage, just off of player advantage. The semi just, we can win this fight as a team. We're just going to go in. We don't care. We'll be able to make it work. That's kind of what we're seeing. It is the soldiers, but it's also everyone on Froyotech just willing to constantly commit and they be that constant force of aggression that we've seen in seasons past. Now, Habib goes down very weak at the start of this mid, is just going to have to get healed up. No soldiers aggressing, but now as I say that, Laz and Patty going to be bombing and doing a lot of damage, not finding any target. Soapy is going to go down, but Habib gets taken down. Nice bomb, and Logan with the pipe to get that kill. Grand Slam super weak, might be shot down, is disconnected, and it's only going to be Hubba and Banny, the last ones alive, and this is going to be a much needed mid win if you're like a G6.
Yep, they're able to make some adjustments there. And it was pretty even in the beginning of the mid, but all it takes is the little thing, some nice rockets hit from the soldiers from the side of G6 to kind of turn the tide and make it difficult. There's a moment where the entirety of Froyotech left alive were on red HP and no one else was on G6, so it made it pretty easy to win the mid, but you gotta keep in mind, you only have so many players left alive here. It's kind of hard to lock down those doors, and as Froyotech goes in, they did a pretty good job of making sure they're able to back up on their, back to mid, on the way to mid, and they're going to go ahead and go for the slower, stalemate play, aren't able to be too greedy and take 2 for free or anything of that nature. As it looks like we do have a tech.
Ooh, yes, we do have a little bit of a pause going on. Obviously, 90 seconds into the future, so we can't, it doesn't have anything to do with what's happening right now, but hopefully it's not related to any of the medics because both of them, this could be a stalemate for 2 minutes depending on how G6 wants to try and break this, and in which case a medic then having some technical issues at that point would be pretty bad, considering both of them do have evens. So it is going to be like a G6 trying to push in on to Froyotech second, and I think this is kind of a interesting mid to second stalemate. Oh, well, what is the reason? Oh,
Ah,
how about
classic Hubba lag. He's been having internet problems for the past couple weeks. When Banny came in here, I asked him about, how is it like, does that affect your guys' mental or your gameplay with having to deal so much out of like TF2 rated things? And one of the things I brought up was the fact that Hubba's internet has been really unstable. So, we were hoping it wasn't one of the medics because of the whole Uber deal, but I guess at this point we can only hope that the lag didn't make him disconnect or anything like that. So,
Yeah, there's I think there's been some times where I think it was actually a G6. I think it was maybe G6, or maybe I think it was the G6 versus Franz J match where an Uber was kind of on mid was decided or very much influenced by the medic lagging out. Like the medic would have gotten it a couple percentages earlier, and because they were lagging out, they weren't able to connect, and it meant that they kind of lost that Uber potential. So hopefully it's not a similar thing. If you are a Froyo fan, you're going to be hoping that it's not. Even if you're just a TF2 fan, obviously you don't want to see those pesky online issues affect, the match. So hopefully Froyotech can get everything nice and sorted away. But I mean, if you are Froyotech, aside from your medic lagging out, you're in a very good position. I mean, aside from that last mid, all the other ones have been looking really, really good. Their aggression has been paying off for the most part, even if G6 has been able to push them back a few times, and they have been able to punish them, especially on last pushes. Froyotech have been able to kind of get back, regroup, and just go for more aggression, and G6 have really struggled to find an answer to just counter it at the moment.
yeah, although it is sultry second, might be one of the hardest seconds to hold for some teams out of the entire map pool, even more than Metalwork. Just because it can be really hard to lock things down and teeter-totter back and forth between being in a safe spot for your team to not get absolutely destroyed, but also being able to be close enough to make sure the other team can't just walk players in. It's always a balancing act, and probably even more so on this map in particular. But teams will be able to figure it out. Just got to be really careful. Soapy tried to make some moves over in Frog, but overall did not commit. Might be a distraction for bot mode. Immediately finds his way onto Brandsam, so will not commit, but Soapy will get killed by the side of Banny. So overall, that is the one man. As we'll see how the retaliation comes for the side of Froyotech. They're poking towards the boiler area as... Actually, I guess there's a boiler up in the ceiling. People call it cheese now sometimes. So either way, just poking around, not really going for too much, trying to find an open door. Banny almost committed through Frog, but will decide against it as bot mode tried to find an angle, able to get the trade onto Patty, so overall just a 1-for-1. And since Soapy has returned, it could be another Soldier Sack incoming from the side of G6.
It could be Kobe taking a lot of damage over in... What is that? Oh, that's Frog. Okay. Kobe taking a lot of damage over in Frog. I always get them confused, but G6 not confused about their game plan as Soapy Meister just kind of waddles. There is the pause. He waddles into the backplans. He's going to be in a little bit of a 1v1 with Patty, taking a lot of damage. Patty going to get the better of that, so that is going to be the sack attempt for G6 nullified. But Logan is still in super deep, manages to get onto Laz somehow, and that's going to be opening picks for like a G6, and Froyotech just kind of melting on second.
Logan was 2 and they couldn't clean him up. That's gotta hurt. But G6, they slowly dismantled them. Even though Soapy died, it was a huge distraction. And Kobe going in, pipes on Habib. They're just walking forward. They can't quite cap quite yet, but it's about to open up. Respawners coming in. Uber is out. The successful force. Kobe gonna sacrifice his life, and Logan will be a sacrificial lamb as well. So overall, G6 doing a 2-man basically to go ahead and get that force. And now Froyotech on the move or no is the question, and it seems like they're gonna go ahead and back up and start building up the sentry. They got Bransom on Sniper. And we'll just try to build up the Uber best they can and hold on for dear life. Is G6 no shenanigans, it looks like, on the respawners. They're poking around in lobby. Soapy, gotta be careful. They might just poke and kill you if you're too far, but he's fine for now. But 50 ad, still definitely usable, and they're trying to find an angle. Caps is poking around to the left side, see if it looks free. Figure out where the gun is so they can go into it. Don't get sniped on the way there, but looking like a right side Uber this time from the side of G6.
is indeed, and Logan gonna be bombing in with the Uber, takes down the sentry gun. They find one onto last, so that's gonna be an opening pick. Patty, super weak, is gonna try and get into the respawn room, doesn't manage to do so. That's gonna be no soldiers to block the point. Instantly Caps gets on the cap, but Froyotech do get their own Uber. G6 took a bit too much time. Caps is gonna be taken down. That's gonna be 3 down for Leica G6, and now they're gonna have to worry about trying to hold on to second. They can maybe try and find it, but their spawners are very far away. Banny is already in through porch, trying to get in onto the point, and there's no one. G6 don't have the space at all. They're just gonna have to give us up. Maybe they can try and recontest with their spawners if they really want to, but Froyotech, they've already got the presence. This is gonna be a successful push out for Froyo.
Yeah, I mean, the spotting was good. You saw in the beginning that, you know, they were able to get 2 soldier kills right off the bat and for the post-super, but it just took too much time. Sometimes you don't have the leisure to be able to spot that hard for the perfect push, and that was one of those times. So Soapy bombing in, finds 2 people inside lobby, but somehow is able to escape, so the timing was definitely there. They have a scout actually running in really deep. Cap getting kind of weak in a duel with Banny, has some help. See, this is what I'm talking about. You want to keep your team safe, but at what point are you just kind of letting the other team just walk in? It's so difficult to actually hold on to this point. Even the top level teams are just like, yeah, okay, this is bad, we just leave. That was barely a hold, and it's not even 100% Froyotech's fault. G6 had really good execution, baiting each other. First, Soapy goes in, causing a big distraction, and then Caps had his turn, and they just walked in off of all the damage and the chaos that created that Froyotech had to adjust to. So barely even kills happen, or any kills happen, and Froyotech just find themselves on last once again.
They do find themselves on last. They don't have to worry about a G6 push too soon because Ubers are even this time around, and we are kind of getting ourselves ready for an SBS Brand Slam versus bot mode. I will say, at least in my opinion, Sniper, at least from the defender side, is a lot better than from the attackers. Soapy takes a lot of damage over in lobby, as Kobe does as well, but it's going to be all eyes on one of these guys to really get a pick, probably bot mode, to really initiate things for his team. He's looking over on the right side, which is such a long sightline. Brand Slam, however, is also here as well, so they definitely see each other. I think Brand Slam decides to just give it up, kind of play further back. Soapy Master does go in, gets cleaned up by Patty, and with that pick, G6 are going to just back out of lobby ever so slightly to make sure that they're not at risk of someone on Froyotech like Brand Slam getting another one.
Oh, headshot on a bot mode. He's 24 HP, kind of has to hide. Bombing in, immediately stuffed. Patty is going nowhere, but it might be distracted for last. Bombs in, onto the scout. Brand Slam hits a shot in a bot mode, so Sniper no longer in play right now, but both soldiers from Froyotech dying. Another headshot rings out.
Oh my God.
It absolutely destroys Logan. Goodbye. He's dead in the water. G6, they still have their Uber though. They're still able to hold on. Soapy goes in for another sack wave. The gun is going to take him out, but he gets the gun in return. But with so few players left alive, it's Kobe or nothing. He gets the 2 rocket on Habib. No downman, no stickies. They're walking in. They got to play this fast if they want to take this. Froyotech have the respawn advantage. Bomb in from the soldiers. Still bomb onto Howard and Kobe. They are going to have to pop this. Patty, air shot after he's popped up in the air. They're running forward, trying to get this force, but they're unsuccessful for now. Kobe, the last hurrah. No rockets connected on the hub, but the shot from bottom mode. He's respawned on Sniper, takes out Banny. Last dead as well. Cap still in the thick of it. The Uber doesn't get used. They're trying to chase him down. They're on the platform. Cap, half HP, is going to survive for now. Got to be careful you don't over chase this. The bomb comes in. Last second, Soapy, the surf. He hits the rocket onto the wall, but it doesn't actually connect onto the medic. They're all over the place, both these teams. The final pipe from Logan able to take down Habib, but he will give his life. Cap running it, sees the health on the side of Patty, but scattered down by the side of Brand Slam. Laz in on the Kobe, the last one left alive. They've lost their entire team going for the big play. Can he find a way to get an extra kill? No, he can't. Froyotech, after all the chaos, after all the hardship that it was looking like they're about to get dismantled, they find a way to claw their way back to 2. And with the Howard death and Kobe death, this might just be a free mid.
Oh, Logan is already so weak. Logan is dead. He does create it. That's so unfortunate for him. It was a good surf to try and get out there, but the damage was too great. And yeah, Froyotech being able to just, once again, like you said, these chaotic situations, these chaotic fights, just favoring them. Obviously, that time, they did have the closer respawners, but still, they were able to get the picks in all of that chaos and allow them to get in onto middle. And now on the G6's seconds, it's kind of like you said, G6 not even really trying to fight it. They're all the way back.
Behind
Logan does find one on the, oh my god, isn't going to be able to have to use the Uber as Froyotech find one onto Howard, Logan as well, and even though they did get forced, it doesn't really matter. They get fined 4 with it. They're going to find another Caps over in lobby. The last one alive is going to find one on the brand slam, but it doesn't matter. Froyotech onto the point, makes it 3-0.
I think this is really one of the reasons why at least I personally had to highlight the respect for Froyo to actually pick this map after, having some troubles on it earlier. Even though I predded against them, they're smart enough. They're champions in their own right. Even though G6 has bombed up the past couple seasons that they've appeared, that they're in it to win it. And anytime that they're in rough water, they can find a way to turn things around, given some little studying and some time. And they found themselves a nice 3-0 lead. This one, it might be a tech again. I was thinking maybe it could be a tech, but 90 seconds to the future, unless this is the 92nd round, which, I mean, can technically happen. The first round sure seemed like it could have been a 92nd round, but I mean, it's either probably a tech or maybe G6 on their last legs after a poor mid performance here is trying to figure out how to find a way back into the game. So I guess the mid will kind of be a little bit of a hint there if we don't get the tech or tack message.
Yeah, I guess we will have to see, but I mean, if you are like a G6, obviously this was Froyotech's map pick, so they were the ones who, picked it and thought, all right, we can maybe cook something up, devise some strategy to take down G6. And so far, it's been working out pretty well for them. They've won 2 of the 3 mids, and most of the team fights seem to have been going their way. They've kind of had a few failed last pushes, but it really felt like that was kind of down to just really unfortunate things happening. And the one where Habib didn't insta-die, they won it pretty convincingly, so I think they are probably feeling fairly confident about kind of all of their game, at least on this map. If you're G6, I mean, sure, you won the last mid, but it really seems like the team fights and the chaotic stuff that Froyotech are doing aren't going your way. How do you think they should try and adapt to that?
Honestly, no matter what version of Froyo it is, you could always go to the hold S and farm strategy. I think even when I was playing, and it still works now, Froyotech, when they're in an aggressive state with their team, if you just everyone leave and you kill the 2 soldiers, like now, Brandslam would have no one to shoot if everyone just held S right now, but they're staying in. He'll get the kill on Logan, but overall they did, for the most part, actually hold S and farm the soldiers, so I guess that's I'm writing a prophecy with my words as I speak, as they're bombing in. They farmed the soldiers. It's 2 left alive. Habib will fall. Hubba has no one to help him, as he will die inside the lobby area. And G6, I mean, only losing Logan, they knew exactly what they needed to do. They're capping this up, and they're already lingering around in lobby.
Yeah, this is kind of what Froyotech did on the very first round. G6 are trying to do it right back now. They have their Uber. Are they going to take it immediately in? No, they're going to wait for Logan, the smart play, as they, actually, no, they are going to take it in before Logan gets there, but Lav is dead. Patty in not a position to block, is going to try and do so, but gets taken down over by the shutter door. They find the sentry gun. They've got both soldiers down. They've got the player advantage. They do lose one in Kobe, but they find another in Branson. There's a bomb coming in from Sophie. Gets onto Habib. It's only Bandy trying to block the point, but it was too little too late, and I think you kind of got it right earlier, Jarrett. It was a 92nd round, maybe a tack pause from Froyo.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, considering it was kind of a 180, that's the first time they lost a round. I mean, okay, you can do a tack pause. That's fine. Give yourself some breathing room. But I guess now with the shoes on the other foot, we can see Froyotech back into an adjusting state. Is that for the most part, even though they've been on last a little bit, they have been overall in the driver's seat. So with such a convincing round taken by G6, I'm curious how we're going to see them adapt. Probably going to be playing slower. They full sent it with their soldiers last time. Did not work. Not going to see it again. Back to a slow mid, which we've seen before. So we'll see how it turns out this time around. Eventually they bomb. Okay, they're doing it now. Probably going to go on to Howard. Going on to Logan, actually. Want to take the demo out of the equation. Nice shot from the side of Logan. Take down last. Kobe, really weak. Not quite dead. Bomb for Patty. On to Howard. Once again, Howard out of the fight. Unable to really heal people, but the side of Froyotech has given up too many resources and too many players. So they lose no one. Different plan from the side of Froyotech, but it does not quite work as Kobe was on the move very quickly, but might be a little bit too quick. Rotated over towards Valley. Sophie bombing in. Almost kisses the trap, but everyone's fine. No more deaths after the mid, as G6 will take another and find themselves in another stalemate situation, trying to find a way to get into this Froyotech last hold.
Brandslam already up on Cypher, but Sophie Meister bombing in is going to be taken down, not able to find a pick
Logan takes a bit of damage over in lobby. Caps might get cleaned up here. Very weak, just dancing around on a sliver of hit points. The schmovement coming out from Caps to be able to meet back up with the team. Brand Slam kind of going a bit deep over in the valley there. Gets beat with bot mode from behind, running up through lower. Bot mode not able to get the kill on to Brand Slam, but we can maybe assume that he might come up on Sniper anyways, and is going to have another opportunity to try and take him down. Brand Slam, though, for the meantime, with that pick, is just going to be peeking a little bit deep over in lobby. Soapy bombs over to try and force him out. He does that successfully, so it's just going to be Froyotech back on last, and bot mode up on Sniper. It's going to be a return to the SVS as Soapy Meister bombs in again.
Yep, gets one rocket, but not quite enough. Logan takes some damage from Patty, who tried to go for a counter, but this door's kind of stuffed. Bot mode did spawn on Sniper, looking for a little bit of redemption, as Brand Slam's kind of been on top of things. And he will indeed get the kill onto Cap. So overall, a two-man while you still have a Sniper, this is not from, like, fun territory if you're G6, having to potentially go for an Uber exchange. But Habib showing himself really early on, gets that kill on the side of bot mode. The headshot kind of thwart things just a tad from Brand Slam in return, and some soldier dust on the side. Kobe will indeed fall. So overall, probably not the carnage we were expecting, but it'll overall prevent things from happening. I'm zooming around and I see Patty with no rockets out, just like walking around with a stick. Gets killed by stickies from Logan. There's anytime action's happening in this scenario, in this stalemate, it seems to happen on all fronts, on all sides of the lobby area. So it's kind of hard to catch it all. But at the end of the day, they're trying to make some moves off the Patty death. There's less spam, but they're just taking tons from their own their attempt to get through the doorway. So I mean, I guess Froyotech doesn't need all their explosives up to be able to seal the deal on this hold. Bandy gonna move his gun. Make it harder for G6 to strategize. I think they heard the build, like the moving up engine line, but their soldiers are too weak to actually do anything off of it, so opportunity lost. But they have the Sniper still. Bot mode can still find a way to crack this last hold open, just needs to start with the perfect shot. But the question is, who will be rearing their head to present themselves, and will it be the Brand Slam Sniper that'll just take bot mode out of the equation? But it'll be Caps that dies, and Soapy. Habib, he's just dying to bot. Okay, bot mode's doing his job. He's getting these down man kills. That's really preventing Froyotech from doing a whole lot here. And Brand Slam dying as well. I mean, G6, they're not breaking into the last, but they're preventing Froyotech from just clawing their way out and taking two for free.
They are doing that. It seems like every time Froyotech get a pick, G6 managed to get one right back. I say that bot mode does go down, and Patty is in. He does get the force. That's going to be huge from Patty. Comes in through lower, gets the drop onto Howard, and that is going to be a G6 Uber used. Habib not going to go down this time. Helps find a pick onto Caps. Logan is going to be the demo dead at the end of that Uber. Kobe, however, is hiding in a very unconventional hiding spot. Soapy Meisters might sell him out. No, he's just going to back up. I don't think anyone is going to check. It's only going to be Patty. He's going to have to win this 1v1. They're 1v1ing over on last. Patty is going to get the better of that, and that's going to be Froyotech successfully pushing out of last. But I do got to commend Kobe for that very unique hiding spot.
Yeah, you miss every shot you don't take. But overall, Froyotech running underneath the point, trying to maybe catch them off guard. Oh, they kind of caught them off guard. Habib. Oh, he messes up his jump. They were totally catchable. He's trying to get one last sticky. Howard surfs it, but oh, can he be the pack? Another surf, the piping.
Oh my god.
He's gonna give up his life for this, surely, but he does indeed do his job. Bottom last one up the live around down here, but Sophie coming to the rescue.
Oh my god.
Hello? Take that pack. You deserve that pack. Kobe coming in, trying to find his way onto anyone. He's 8 HP, but not quite enough to survive throughout it all. And Habib's even going crazy in the chat right now, typing up a storm about how Hubba Surf was insane. And another round collected for the side of Froyotech. Honestly, amazing play going underneath the point like that. The juggle almost screwed things up, but Habib, you know, he sacrificed himself to succeed and collect the medic frag on Hubba with a nice surf to make sure the heals are spread out throughout the party. And we have reached potentially match point, depending on how things go. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left until we hit infinite overtime.
Yeah, that surf was so clean, but if you're G6, you need to really lock in at this moment in time, because the mids have really been the start for Froyotech's ability to
really get into this game and win here. G6 have been doing good to kind of shut down the mids by taking down the soldiers as they bomb in, but this time Habib comes in, finds one onto Logan. I don't know if they were expecting that one, and with 2 picks, Froyotech are already walking in onto second. Kobe is in behind, trying to fight Brand Slam over onto the point, but Laz comes in to help him out. Kobe, very weak over in Cheese, is going to be shot down, and that's going to be another player dead on G6, and with Howard so weak, he's just going to have to bait the rest of the team here. He can't really commit. Habib shooting those pipes all the way deep in there. It seems like G6 want to try and recontest this. Bot mode and Caps are thinking about it, but they just don't have the space, so they're going to have to go back onto last. Froyotech in another position to try and convert the last round.
Yeah, there's no gun yet. Branstam running through lowers, finding a way to go towards the soldiers. Not quite enough damage there to do too much, though. Kobe will go down to about half and be fine for now. Bot mode was up on heavy in case they were sacked too quick for him, but he'll now go up and set up a sentry gun on last while the rest of the team pokes and prods around in lobby, seeing if they can find a way to send Sophie in, but he's peeking. Doesn't look too good. Hubba was a bit too far back for his taste, but Logan might be caught up to dry. He's the last one there, kind of. Kobe's trying to help. We gotta make sure they get everyone out of there in time, and then we'll sync up and make sure that everyone gets out scot-free. Just a little bit of damage on themselves. So this gun's getting built up. Gotta build up ASAP as Froyotech's second sack is likely coming in through soon, and I don't think they know exactly where this gun is quite yet. But as soon as they learn, you know, if they're not able to hold down this fort, they could just poke around and get it taken down. So we'll see how they're able to apply the pressure and the spam. They're really holding hard on this right-hand side. But this left-hand side, with the gun being so close and no explosive class over there, that could be a weak point that Froyotech tries to use. The question is how long will it take for them to spot it? And, I mean, it looks like they're trying now. Yeah, they're just corner banging it. It's dying. It's almost dead, just barely. Maybe a missed shot or some last-minute spam coming their way. Wanted to play it safe, but overall the sentry will stay alive. But Habib, he really wants it. He's gonna die. He gets killed by the gun. The bomb comes in. Banny's dead as well. They are gonna get the kill on to Cap. So overall, oh, Patty, one rocket into the air. Howard's okay. He surfed up the rock, and we'll go ahead and resub. So overall, a 3-man from the side of Froyotech, but Laz hiding around in lobby gets the kill on a Kobe. Maybe no. Okay, we will eventually get it, and G6 kind of on the move, kind of not. This is taking way too long. They're able to get these frags. It's kind of like a will you, won't you push out with, you know, not expecting these remaining players to be this aggressive. Bot mode thought the lobby was going to be safe so he can linger around with his team, but overall miscommunication reigns supreme in Froyotech's favor. This gun is not long for this world. They're trying to keep it alive. Branston might get the final scatter on it. Habib wants it so bad. Last time he almost, he actually did just die for it, but it will finally get pistol down. But Banny is going to get killed by Logan. And no scouts to be alive for Froyotech.
Yeah, no scouts whatsoever. Luckily for Hubbard, not at risk of falling, was able to stay alive. But G6 taking so much ground. Patty, however, is in the backline, standing on the point. Logan has got to win this 1v1 duel. Patty should be shot down by Sophie Meister. He's going in for the skill stick. Sophie not gonna honor that one, just goes for the rocket jump away to stay alive, and G6 managing to get out of last onto second, but it seems like Froyotech thinking about trying to recontest this. Banny is already in. Branslam taking so much damage is gonna have to back out. They do a lot onto Sophie Meister in return, but I don't think Froyotech have the space, and they're all over in Frog, and that's a very tight area, so they're just gonna have to back up out on to middle. G6 managing to withstand that attack, but Froyotech still in a position to try and go for some more sacks, and it is even Ubers from mid to second.
Yeah, they tried to use a small window where they knew that because Logan was tied up on last, and you know, a soldier went back as well to help make sure the back cap didn't work, that you know, it wasn't really that easy for G6 to lock down all these chokes. So maybe even though it's like a 4v4 or so, you can find a way to maybe just walk in because of no stickies and maybe get a kill, and then that'll turn things into a push. But they don't find themselves so lucky, and will overall just cut their losses and back up to mid, go for a normal stalemate break. They're taking over the side of Frog right now pretty convincingly, and they're kind of just walking in. Now the shoes on the other foot. We saw this happen to Froyotech before, and oh, he gets landed on top of his head. So Howard unable to surf Patty with the perfect landing to get this force. Kobe gonna send himself in, gets the trade with Laz inside these Frog area as well. So going to be much more difficult for them to actually send the sack in, but Froyotech very close to the choke. They think they're close enough to kill. They are correct. Oh, they are very caught from the side of G6. They're chasing down Logan. They get the kill in the bot mode. Howard is going to be safe for now, though, but with Sophie potentially dying as well on the back line, or at least being shooed away, it's going to be really difficult for them to actually hold on to 2 here for the side of G6. So Annie and friends running forward. They spot Caps. They want to get these extra kills potentially while they see these respawners coming in, but the bomb from one of the soldiers on G6 puts some damage on Habib. They're still running in. They really want to send this in, but this might be too little too late as Habib gonna die. Soapy is gonna get killed in the back line, so they're finally able to chase him down, but overall G6, they had probably a bigger advantage, but I think with everything happening, I think it's not gonna really lead to that much, but probably inconsequential, even though they have this Delman pick. Because G6 are known as a team that doesn't like to necessarily push out of their last when they have like what, a 30 ad anyway. You know, they've won seasons just chilling and going for the mid reset, and their mids haven't been too bad, so completely understandable as we'll go ahead and settle down here into another stalemate.
We are going to settle in to another stalemate. Froyotech have had pretty good success trying to break these. Actually, I think most of their pushes have just been kind of going from second in onto last, just going full aggression, going the distance, but we're going to have to see if they can maybe find some way to open things up. Going to be over in lobby, just kind of maybe figuring out what the game plan is. They're doing a little team powwow for the moment, but they got to deal with the sentry gun, which can be pretty oppressive on this last hold. It can be kind of hard if you're a soldier to get a nice and easy kind of clean bomb, which is why we saw G6 kind of going for the sniper often. It's pretty hard to get something going sometimes on this, but Soapy Meister over on the high ground takes a lot of damage. It's just gonna have to back up. Logan actually was very deep over on the left side from G6's perspective, but does back up to the safety of his team. Habib does manage to find the gun, and that's going to be the signal for one of the soldiers to go in and try and make something happen. Brand Slam walking in through lower, does a lot of damage on the Soapy, and Patty helps get that kill. They find another on the bot mode, and Froyotech are just walking in here. They've taken down the sentry gun, they take down bot mode last, bombing in, trying to get onto Howard. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but is still alive.
He's got
has
the shovel out.
He doesn't have the whole pipe. Logan hits him with the spoon, but it's only going to be Brand Slam on point. He gets it.
The drop, Howard dropped at the last second there, and Brand Slam wins the game 5-1. Not only did Habib find the perfect moment based on the soldiers, I think Logan was getting ammo and the soldiers were split across on different chokes, so Habib found the perfect spot to just kill the gun by himself with no beam, run through, cause tons of chaos, a bunch of people die, and that should be a G6 hold there, but that drop is monumental in Froyotech's favor. Brand Slam will seal the deal. 5-1 victory on Sultry.
5-1 victory, and Froyotech definitely showing why they picked it. Looking like prime Froyotech out there. Just seemed basically in control the whole entire map. Sure, there was that kind of string of mids where G6 kind of figured out what was going on and were able to adapt, and they did get their one round off of that one. It was mid to last, kind of like Froyotech did to them in the first one, but outside from that, it seems like Froyotech really understood what they wanted to do going into this match. They're able to execute it pretty well at every single stage, and you know, their last pushes were good, and that just meant we had a 5-1 scoreline. Not what you or I predicted, but that's what Froyotech were managed to serve up.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I mean, Froyotech obviously came extremely prepared. They showed that they knew what little changes they needed to make sure that they were able to turn the tables and put themselves back in a winning position against G6. And honestly, G6 did have some moments where they were able to shine a little bit and show that, like, okay, we kind of know what they're doing. We're going to fix some things, then come back. But at the end of the day, it's back and forth with, okay, we change something, and then they change something, and then we have to change something. And Froyotech just won that war. They made enough changes throughout the heat of the moment in the match that even when those mids where they were starting to lose, they flipped things around. The moments where they found themselves on the back foot on their last, they were able to claw their way back without having to do any sort of like round reset. They went for high risk stuff and aggressive soldier plays, like back and forth, first off doing it and then not, and then back to doing it to keep G6 on their toes. While G6, their adjustments were much on the slower side, and eventually the rounds just climbed, the ground climbed, and Froyotech take it away.
They do indeed, and looking at the logs, I just gotta say the scouts on Froyotech having a really great game. Brand Slam 31-13, Banny 31-14, so almost twinning out there, but regardless, really great stuff from them. Obviously a lot of soldier shooting, but doing well, everything considered. Habib as well, doing a lot of damage, but it was actually Brand Slam top damaging in the server, and I kind of said his name earlier, but that man can just go off on one, and there were a couple of times where he was just able to kind of find something out of nothing. I think another person is definitely Patty, was able to do a lot. I think maybe necessarily not a lot of kills, but a lot of forces onto Howard. Were kind of because of Patty and Last kind of going in for that double soldier bomb. And I guess the big thing there is that really outside of those few couple of mids where G6 kind of caught onto it, like you said, they were pretty successful at least getting the force onto Howard more often than not. And, you know, when you're constantly at uber advantage, it just makes the rest of the game so much easier.
Yep. I think this was a pretty good indication of, you know, if you weren't quite sure what a grand finalist or championship lineup would look like, Froyotech definitely showed it with everyone being able to have star moments. Brain Slam sniper plays are incredible. Banny had the moments where he was able to find a way to sneak these Ubers around where they weren't spotted to actually catch out G6 in multiple different spots. Laz and Patty kind of baited each other in a perfect way back and forth, where you never really know which one was going to actually be the one committing. And Beeb Sacrificial Lamb hubbed with the Surfs, and overall it worked out. Everyone played their part, and it took the almost the 30 minutes, but it synced up.
It did indeed sync up, and we have someone in here to tell us a little bit more about how it synced up. We have Banny from Froyotech. Banny, congratulations. We also have Habib as well. I think we got baited a little bit there, and we also have Hubana. Okay, the team is joining in. Maybe we'll get some more, but for you three who have joined us initially, first of all, congratulations on the match win versus G6. And I guess I'm very interested, and I think Jared is as well. Why did you guys pick Sultry?
Hey, yeah, thank you. So, why did we pick Sultry? I would say just the way the map bans played out. It was the map that was remaining that we felt was kind of the most favorable map, I guess, just because of either their poor recent results on the map and our like relative comfort on the map. It just seemed to line up for kind of the perfect pick for us.
Yeah, that was mad easy. I can't even lie.
Was it one of those things where you feel like, because Sultry is not necessarily a map that's spammed by a lot of teams when it comes to practice, do you feel like you had to put in a little bit more effort than usual because of the map pick, even though the matchup was seen as favorable for you guys in your eyes? Or was it just like, no, it's just like any other map, you know, normal amount of research and etc.
We knew that map was ours, like by far. It's one of my maps. One of Benny's maps. Like,
I mean, Habib's
it's raps.
Habib's playing it cool, but I would say that, you know, this was probably the match that we did prepare the most for in terms of like coming up with kind of set plays and kind of play styles in various areas of the map. So we did prepare specifically for it.
I didn't do shit. I missed like 3 scrims, bro.
Classic.
Didn't even I couldn't even, like, I was getting bitched at by my mom during the demo review, so I couldn't even hear my team talk. So like, yeah, I just freestyled that.
Yeah, I mean, Habib would not be there, and I'd have to tell him everything.
I mean, to be fair, like their whole strat is just shoot at me, so I'm gonna have a negative KD regardless. So why don't I have a negative KD wiping their entire team? So yeah, esports.
True.
Welcome to TF2 in 2025, guys. Every soldier can C-tap, speed shot, and just teleport into you. It'd be like that sometimes.
One thing I was kind of curious about is, since, you know, G6 isn't a team that is, I don't think you guys have got to practice as much versus them, even though they'd probably be like some of the better practice you guys would be able to get even if they were available. Were you guys even able to figure out what a plan B would necessarily be if you did need to use it? Because matches like these, you know, you kind of expect at least a little bit of back and forth. You know, the competition will be able to kind of figure out what you're doing, and you'll have to make a change at some point. Were you able to come up with the plan B ahead of time in case you needed to use it, or were you needing to like just kind of figure it out on the fly and decide things last minute in the heat of the moment on what you needed to change, since the experience you have versus like G6 recently is more on the limited side?
There is no plan B. You go in, play your game. I mean, you adapt on the fly, but I think one of the beautiful things about that game that went well for us is that I felt like we were keeping the pressure on them. We weren't, you know, trying to like play scared or let them take control. So I think it's just important to have that aspect when you're playing against a team that's as, like, I guess, disrespectful as they are gameplay wise, and, well, I guess otherwise, but mostly gameplay wise.
Yeah, I don't know what the question was, but we had that under wraps.
I like the confidence. So you say you guys had that under control. Is it because, how much of it do you think is because of the maps that was, like, obviously this is the map you selected, and how much of it do you think was because of your place that you guys are at with your team right now, with your synergy, and how much you've tried to build up so far in the past like 5, 6, 7 weeks as a team?
You want to chime in, Hub?
Oh yeah. What was the question?
How much of your guys' confidence going into this match was because, like, oh, this map, this should be easy, and how much of it was like you guys thinking that as a team you should be able to come out on top, and you're happy with how you guys have built up your team the past 5, 6 weeks, etc.?
I'm happy how we built up our team. I feel like every map is kind of the same. It's just like a little different, but I feel like that our team is like the play style we've developed is coming together.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that we have been putting in a lot of work. I mean, I've been really focusing on making sure that everyone kind of understands their role. Patty's been bringing a lot of ideas to the table, and it's all starting to click. I mean, again, we did switch our roles actually. I think it was last week. So Patty is playing roamer, Laz is playing pocket, and that's been a good fit for us. It makes us have a...
That's what they think, though. That's what they think.
Yeah.
That's what they think.
I'm
They
actually
don't
on
know.
Patty's computer.
I'm actually
Patty's been playing
on.
Medic.
I'm actually on Medic. I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we have been just trying to iron out those roles, and I think that once it starts clicking, you know, we should expect great things. But to be honest, every other time we've ever played against G6, we've had some fucking scuffed roster, you know, ringers, etc., Hub lagging out.
That's always fun.
So the only
I was
time we
lagging out
played
tonight.
them in the preseason with our full roster, we rolled them, and tonight we rolled them. So I think we're pretty confident that
Yeah.
when there's no random fucking X factors, we can win.
The other
One
thing is
thing-
that
go
sorry
ahead.
to cut you off. That was a little rude. But the other thing is about, apart from our strats and our playbook coming together, our team, for the first time in what feels like a year, we have a genuine vibe going on. You feel me? Like, a team has to have a vibe, not just the strats. Team gotta, like, y'all gotta, like, get together, chill out, you know, talk to each other, have fun. You know, it's all about the post scrim mumble. That wasn't really a thing for a while on Froyotech, but it's really like like every team that does really well, they're all good friends with each other, for the most part. And this team, I'm feeling some synergy. I can't even lie.
Yeah, especially you know, appreciate that kind of our transplants from WG, the Brand Slam and Laz have kind of been starting to like integrate more into kind of the team culture, I guess. So that's been nice.
One thing that I was kind of curious about mentioning Brand Slam, and also on like on the topic you mentioned before about, you know, your team strategies and seeking up properly and stuff. There's only so much that I can probably ask about your guys' strategies, but one thing I always like to ask about players that off-class a decent amount and are successful at it is how much is Brand Slam Sniper kind of integrated into your guys' playbook, like in terms of, is it something that you tell him, like, we need you on Sniper here to do the XYZ, or is it something like, hey guys, I'm respawning Sniper, and you guys have to just adapt to what he's chosen?
I think that any team should be scared to play us on process. I think that's all we gotta say in product.
The team should just be scared of us. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
map. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's true.
doesn't. It does not matter what map.
Yeah, I mean, Brand Slam's a really good sniper, and I think that we knew that obviously when we picked him up, and we've kind of been waiting, you know, for the opportunity to deploy it, I suppose. But for the most part, we just kind of trust his feeling on it. I think that something we really want is for him to just play as confident as possible. So if he thinks he's gonna go sniper and snipe everybody, then we're like, all right, let's do it. We don't really ideally want to be stifling any of that kind of energy coming from, you know, Habib, Laz, Patty, Brand Slam. Like, we kind of want those people who are our, you know, our playmakers and like our impact players to be able to make those calls, and for the rest of the team to kind of just support it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, I was kind of curious that now that you're at the halfway point of the season officially, it seems like you guys are on top of things. You're undefeated. Since you've already kind of had a taste of everyone at this point in a match setting, I was kind of curious. This was probably one of the match you were, I would assume, looking the most forward to. I was kind of curious if there's anything else on the table up until the rematch that you're looking forward to for the regular season, or are you just waiting for, we're waiting for the last match of the season, then playoffs, and et cetera, et cetera?
Well, for me personally, I guess I look forward to playing against the Cell since they refuse to scrim us. They fear. So a match is our only chance to play them. Besides that, I mean, I think the second half of the season will be interesting because we'll probably play some different maps and start like expanding the map pool.
Yo, guys, is there something wrong with my fucking voice?
No, you're chill.
That's crazy.
You sound like you're congested and were sick yesterday.
I feel great. I'm mentally sick, but like, what the heck? Okay,
You're fine.
interesting.
All right, any questions or thoughts from UTC?
No, I just congratulations, and I think I guess my question is, does that mean you guys are anticipating going undefeated in the regular season?
What are the
Well,
odds of that happening?
Right now, we're undefeated at the halfway mark. I think, if we keep it up, we could be. Everyone knows that, at this point, regular season is somewhat of a formality, for a team that is likely to make playoffs and has never missed playoffs. So we are not going to, worry too much about that. We're going to still try to, improve as a team, practice these maps, prepare against each team, and hopefully by the time playoffs comes around, we'll be, then that's when we'll be more determined to go undefeated or whatever. Because between now and then, anything else is a learning experience that we will value a lot.
It's a good way to think about it.
No cap.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on your victory. But I think as reaching the hour, it's time to go ahead and near up and wrap up the stream. Any final thoughts or shout-outs from you guys before we close out, starting with Manny?
Well, shout out to the team. Played well, started strong. Things were, a little frantic at times, chaotic, but we pulled through. Just enjoying playing with everybody on the team and glad that everyone's bringing, full effort. Big shout out to Brand Slam. I just saw it on the stream. That
oh
last
my
moment
God.
where he did quite well.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess GG's to them. I know we'll face them again soon. I don't know. Shout out to everyone who's believed in the Froyotech to come into the season. Hope that we made everyone proud. And thank you guys for covering the matches.
What about you, Habib?
Yo, shout outs to you guys killing it on the production and the cast as always. Shout outs to the viewers. Shout outs to G6, good games. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the haters. I thrive off your energy. I thrive off the negativity. This is the funniest thing on earth. And yeah, I think that's about it.
What about you, Hubada?
I got 3. I'm gonna keep it simple. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the casters, and shout out to Ashley.
Yo, big simpin', big simpin', big simpin'. Who that was, Ashley? Who's that shorty?
1 week relationship, she already gets a shout out? Jesus Christ.
God,
What a week.
damn.
Yeah, I'm kind of a TF2 pro. What can I say?
Big
It's been 2.
simpin', big simpin'. Yo,
You can actually watch me.
Yo, let me talk to Ashley.
Right,
Okay,
shout outs from
maybe.
That's
UTC.
dangerous.
Let me talk
Shout
to
outs
Ashley.
to the shout outs to the teams for playing. Shout outs to Froyotech for winning. You guys put on an amazing performance. Excited to see how you guys do in playoffs. Shout outs to you, Jared, for being an amazing co-caster. Shout outs to Dolphin for doing amazing production work as always. Shout outs to chat for being great and watching all of this RGL Invite TF2 action. We're going to be live tomorrow night with some more stuff, so stay tuned for that. But Jared, any final shoutouts from you?
Shout out to Casting Essentials. Anytime we don't get to use it, I miss the glow out lines. It's so hard to look through all the buildings and props, especially all these maps that have these towers that get in the way of everything. So, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And definitely shout out to all the people that were watching tonight. If you enjoyed the action today, there is still more tomorrow. I think if I remember correctly, it's G6 versus Franz. It's the rematch. I think that was the G6 upset loss earlier on in the season, so they get a little bit of redemption, and Franz are looking to mark their territory as the second seed if they can get another victory there. So it definitely should be one that you do not miss. This entire week has been packed, and it's not over yet. So if you can show up tomorrow, definitely do so if you can. However, for tonight, that is going to be it for us. I've been Jarrett, casting with TC, with Dolphin on production. Thank you, and good night.